Well, let's get the latest now. Our correspondent, Trent Murray, joins us from Windsor. Trent, very good afternoon to you. Now, Charles formally confirmed as a king. Paint us a picture. What's the mood like there?
Yeah, I mean, the mechanics of this change in the monarchy continue to move. Of course, we are still in a period of national mourning over these 10 days for the Queen, but in many ways, I think for the palace, the show must go on and the sovereign must continue, and that is why we have seen Charles officially proclaimed as the king today. And here in Windsor, where the Queen spent a lot of her time, especially in those final years, we are just seeing crowds of people continuing to come in with flowers, handwritten notes, a lot of standing around, reflecting on the Queen, but also, I think, reflecting on the future and what it may look like under King Charles III. He will undoubtedly be a different sovereign to his mother, but for a lot of people here, they say they expect there will be some continuation of the love that they had for her now being passed on to him.
He made an address, to the nation last night. Give us a sense in terms of what he said, he would do when he, of course, assumes this role. I mean, he spoke a lot about some of the responsibilities that he would have to obviously give to others.
Yeah, and it was just such a pivotal moment, wasn't it, for him to make that primetime address to the nation, because that was the first real opportunity he had to speak directly to the British people and those in the Commonwealth, as they start to see him now not as Prince Charles but as King Charles. And he made reference in that address that as part of that new role, he won't be able to be as outspoken as he has been in the past on some of those key issues like climate change and farming and architecture, that he will have to be more neutral like his mother was as a sovereign monarch. But he also said that he has incredible gratitude to his mother. He said, my message to her is thank you. Thank you for teaching me effectively how to assume this role. And you could see there at the end, he was a bit emotional. This is a man who has lost his mama, as he called her. And so whilst he has this very important job to do from a personal level, you could see he was still feeling some of that pain, I believe, of having just lost his mother in the past 24 hours.
Now, going back to the nation in mourning, Trent, we know, of course, that the Queen leaves a complicated but extraordinary legacy. While some are mourning and are choosing to do so, others are choosing not to do so. What's been the reaction from ordinary citizens on the ground in the UK?
Well, look, the royal family, and especially the Queen, had very high popularity ratings, consistently in polls. And so I think within the United Kingdom, for most people, there is a general sense of mourning, of reflecting on the past, of their memories they have of the Queen. I mean, the British Prime Minister here, Liz Truss, said, the Queen was really the rock in which modern Britain was built around. Now, of course, that picture is not necessarily shared in other parts of the world. We know there have been discussions about the role of the royal family and the Queen during the apartheid years in South Africa. We know that places like Australia are already having discussions around a possible referendum to become a republic. But I think here on the ground in the UK, those discussions are probably very much at the back of people's minds, just given how popular the Queen really was here at home. Of course, whether that continues now with a new monarch, that really is the number one question, because he just has some very big shoes to fill.
Right, Trent Murray joining us there live from Windsor, giving us the very latest on that story.